Hello there, it's George here from the trickiest.business.com. All I want to do here today is to welcome you to our episode number 4 of this show, Start an Online Business show. So what I'm going to do here today, we're going to talk about a little bit of SEO, which is search engine optimization, and how to drive traffic with it. So I'm not going to focus on any techniques or anything. We are just going to talk about of what it is and the 2 main topics that you need to care about when you are doing SEO on your blog or on your website for your business. Okay, so today's episode is divided on 3 main sections. So the very first one, I'm going to explain you what SEO traffic is and what it means and how a search engine works, and also the types of SEO for your site that you need to care about for your site, and also different tools that you can use for helping yourself and your website to be discoverable and all these kind of things with SEO. So let's dig right in. Okay, so first of all, SEO traffic and how it works on online businesses. So basically, getting traffic is your main task. Okay, so once you start driving traffic and people start visiting your site and all that, if you have a unique value proposition and you already plan everything out the right way, you wouldn't have any problems on start selling and start doing things for your business. Now, this is one of the last steps in the process, which is starting to promote your business and driving traffic to your business. However, you need to understand what SEO is and how you're going to plan to drive that traffic back to your website, because this is one of the trickiest things to do. And this is not only for online businesses, but for offline businesses who are trying to go online as well. So you need to understand this concept, because Google and Yahoo and Bing and all these search engines, what they are doing is they're helping you get closer to the people that are interested in what you have to say. Okay, so basically the search engine, what it does, it actually trying to get that information that you have and give it to your readers and the people who are interested in what you have, so they can actually come, enjoy, share and everything. So if you have great content but nobody goes there, nobody can see it, and you have a great product to offer but nobody knows that you exist, that's a massive problem for you, because you will never be able to get down to those sales that you always want. And that's one of the biggest problems with businesses. They think that because they have a massive product and they have an amazing product, they think they're gonna sell right away. But in fact, the people take about 7 times of looking around and 7 times to looking at your product before they actually buy. So you need to be on top of them. They need to know you. You need to build that trust for them to actually give you, just their money and actually put their hands into the wallet and purchase what you have to offer for them. So search engines help you to put that information on the internet for them to actually find you and be able to have those 7 times in front of them for them to actually purchase from you. So online businesses, they live out of searches, okay, and information. So the whole internet thing is about information. That's why I focus and I always teach how to create information products, because the information is very valuable. Okay, so every time you go to Google, just think about what you're doing and what you're trying to search, and then you realize that all you're looking for is for information, right? For example, you want to buy a car, and then you go on to find the specs, and then you go to find different dealerships or compare different cars and all these kind of things. Then you find websites that they're gonna tell you what the car is, and they will give you a review, and you will have more information to be able to go into a dealership and actually talk to the salesman. And a lot of the times you even will know more than them. Okay, so this is what information is about. This is what the internet is about: finding information and connecting people to information. So this is what search engine do, and that's why they're a biggest traffic industry, and that's why everybody wants to be in the page number 1 of Google, because this is a massive opportunity to drive traffic. So when people are searching for information, you have that information, you want to be able to be discovered by search engines and all these other places and all these other tools for you to drive people into your business. Now, this is not the only way to drive traffic though. So this is just one of the ways to drive traffic, but you want to know how to do all of them. So another one is social media and all those outlets that exist. And when you are starting out, you want to focus on social media because it's a lot easier and faster to do that for you to rank into the first page of Google when you are just a brand new website. Okay, but what I'm talking about here, so is the concept of SEO, and you need to know it because you want to create everything that you do based on that concept, because in the long run you want Google to discover your site anyway. Okay, so you may not be in there at the first stage, but in the long run you want to be there, and that's why you need to have these little ticks inside your website and also outside of your website. Okay, so the Google's mission, or the search engine's mission itself, so is find the best content for the users, and this is explained by Matt Cutts in a video that I have where the show notes for this particular show are, which is the trickiest.com/tsb4. Again, that's trickiest.com/tsb4, number 4, and then you will find all that information in there, plus all the different tools that I'm going to be sharing with you today. So he explains exactly how Google works and how they index the pages and what are the different weights that they use and how exactly Google works. And this is important for you to know. So I highly recommend you watch that video that is in our show notes. And this is what the mission is. So it's finding that best content for the users. So that's why we have to create great content for them to be able to find us. So we have to optimize what we do for the search engine to be able to read what we are writing. Okay, so we have to write for people, but we have to write for Google as well. Otherwise, they wouldn't know, they wouldn't be able to read our information. They wouldn't be able to include it. So to do that, that brings us into our second section, which is basically the two different types of SEO or categories for SEO. So this is whatever you do, there's gonna be always only these two categories. So you either do it on your site, which is on-site SEO, which is working on your keywords on your site, or you do off-site SEO. Simple as that. So you do it on your website or you do it outside your website. That's all it is. And you need to focus on both of them if you want to do SEO. And also, this is not only for SEO, but for traffic to your website in general. Okay, so what is on-site SEO? SEO, basically, search engines, they need to be able to read the information that you have. So you have to make some customizations to the code itself. I don't want to be technical here. I'm trying not to go into technicalities in here, but basically there's a piece of code inside your website that goes, in the back of it, when you have a website, it looks like very pretty, but in the back of that, there's a code, and at the top of that, there are a particular code that is always included into your website, and they are called meta tags. Those meta tags are the ones that are going to allow Google or search engines to read your website. This is going to tell them what is it about, and that's the first point, that's the starting point of the search engines to know, okay, so this is important, this is relevant to what I'm looking for, or this is not relevant, and they just push you out pretty much. Okay, so you have to do some customizations, and this is optimizing your traffic with your keywords as well. So those meta tags, you're going to have to include some keywords on them. You're going to make a specific description that is going to include those keywords in the description, so they will know that the keywords of the searches in Google are related to the topic that you have. So Google will say, okay, so I'm matching what my user is looking for with the content that you have. So yes, why not being in the first page of Google? So you are more relevant to what they're trying to find, and there you go, you are there. So basically is targeting your content with keywords, the keywords that Google are looking for, not Google, but the people are looking for. Okay, so also, even though you're doing this, you should know overuse the keywords. Okay, so you're trying to be relevant, but don't stuff up your information with those keywords. Okay, so you want to use keywords, but you want to be just using the right keywords and don't overuse them. Okay, also write the topic that are targeting related topics once a week. Okay, so what happens with Google likes new content all the time, so they will be able to crawl your site and be on top of what you're doing. Okay, so there's something that are called spiders, and that's explained on that video that it's in the show notes, and they will go and crawl your website, and they will find the relevant keywords, and they will find information that if it is relevant to what they want to find, plus if they're related one to each other, you will help Google to crawl your site across all the categories and across all the blog posts. So this is important. This is why it's so important to include images, because the images help those spiders to find your information as well. So it's three things basically so far. It's basically those customizations of the meta tags on your site. Then you want to do the keywords. You want to make sure that you target keywords, and also you want to make sure that you include images. And by including those keywords, not just in your content, you're going to put them in the meta tags. And also the fourth thing that you will have to do on on-site SEO is basically interlink the post. Okay, so you want to create related posts of related topics. This is very important because this is going to help Google. For example, they land in page 1, but page 2 is related to page 1. So if you put a link in page 1 to page 2, Google, once they crawl page 1, they will be able to go through that link to page 2. Okay, so make sure you always plan out your content and you link this information one to each other. Okay, once again, do not overdo keywords. So this is very, very important. So I'm doing it here again, I'm saying it here again, simply because this is imperative for you to do, because otherwise Google could penalize your site for overusing keywords. And basically when Google penalizes you, that means they just don't crawl your site, and that means you wouldn't be on the search engines. Simple as that. Also, maintain your writing very personal, very natural. Like if you are writing for somebody, for your friends, you're not writing only for Google. Google at the end of the day is a system, so they don't care about the information that is in there. But at the end of the day, the person who's reading that information, they will care about it. And if you want to get to your customer, which is actually the aim of doing all these kind of things, you want to write on a natural way, which is intended for them. Okay, so that's all for on-site SEO. So basically, you're gonna have to put your meta tags, your keywords, interrelate the post, so interlink your post, and also make sure that you include an image. That's all it is. What is next is basically your offsite SEO. Offsite SEO is simple, very, very simple. So it's basically pointing links back to your site, where the backlinks they're called backlinks, and that's what it is, offsite SEO. There's so much that you can do on site, and that's all you could do, put your keywords and all these kind of things, your images, and help Google to crawl your site. That's the main aim, that's the objective for on-site SEO. Now, off-site SEO, what you want to do is to help Google to understand why they should crawl your site. So basically, you're helping them crawling your site, but you have to tell them why, and how they found your site is basically through higher ranking sites. So for example, if your site is about health and fitness, and then you probably want to link your website to an important magazines, for example, like Men's Health and Fitness magazine, or someone who's already talking about health and fitness, and they can put a link back to your site. Now, there are different ways to do this. You can do this by blog commenting or in forums and all these different links, but the best way to do this is with guest posting. So basically, the more important is the page, is better for you, because that's going to help your site to rank. So what Google do is they will go, so all their systems, they will go through your site, they will see, okay, so these guys, they are being linked by somebody else, but that somebody else is very trustworthy, and there's already a site who's been there a long time. So that means that if they are linking to you, it's because you are worth crawling. And that's all it is. So you're telling Google why they should crawl you with those links. Also, the most important thing is write good quality content that people will like to link to. Okay, if you write good things, people will like to link to your site. Simple as that. Also, use directories. Put your site into a directory so they will be able to find you, and they will be able to know what type of content you have. Another way to create these backlinks is writing on different sites. Not only write on yours, write somewhere else. Okay, create videos in YouTube. You know, all those are backlinks. Also, when you're writing on a different site, this is called guest posting. Try to find sites that are ranking higher than you. That means if they accept a posting from you, that means their information is valuable. And for Google, that link that is coming from that higher ranking site to your site is telling them, okay, so you know, this is important for them to crawl. Okay, right. And lastly, so this is all for offsite SEO. It's simple, right? You want to put links back to your site, and that's all it is. And the higher and most important the link is, the better for your site, and the more relevant information is going to be there for Google. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about here is a very important tool, and that a lot of bloggers they use, or you know, any website should use as well, and it's called the RSS. RSS means real simple syndication, and this is a built-in tool on any website. And what it does is what it is basically is a distribution and delivery content, and it's automated. So it updates itself every time you create a new post, every time you create new content, it updates itself. And what it does, if you have this link to another website, what it does is prompting that website to tell them that you have created a new post, and it automatically adds everything, and it sends the notification to somewhere else, to external sources, to look for that content that you just created. So this is very powerful because this is distribution of your content in autopilot. So make sure you take advantage of this tool, which is called real simple syndication. And there are many places that you could use this. There's one that is called Triber, where you can just basically set up your blog or set up your website, and it will communicate to your site using the RSS feeds for free. You basically don't have to do anything. Okay, so this is one of the easiest way to drive traffic. You don't have to do this all the time. Basically, you set it up once, and then they start reading your post automatically. So this is available for different tools, including desktops and other applications on the net. So make sure that you do all this to help yourself with your traffic. So I'm gonna start recapping here because we are going to close this episode up with sharing with you some tools that you can start using. But basically what we have been talking about in here is SEO helps with traffic. Okay, so you need to optimize your site so you will be able to get that traffic from the SEO, from your SEO efforts, and search engines will be able to find your content. So there are two types of SEO, basically is on-site and off-site. The on-site SEO, basically you have to put some meta tags and some codes and all these kind of things that and all these customizations you will have to do, and all you want to do in here is to use an SEO plugin. Okay, and this SEO plugin is going to change all that code that is technically included at the back of your site, and it's going to help you do this a lot faster and a lot easier. And also run some reports on your site. I'm going to share with you right after this the tool that I use to run these reports, because this tool is very, very powerful, and it will give you absolutely all the details that you need to know about your site. About offsite SEO, basically the more important thing that you have to do here is to link to higher ranking sites. So sites that are already popular, if you are able to link your site to those particular sites, Google will find your content more relevant and they will be drawn to your content through that site. Also, those links that you put in there, they are crawled by Google on that site, which is basically gonna tell them, gonna lead them back to your site. So always try to link on those particular sites that are important on your niche. So the tools basically that I want to share with you today are the SEO by Yoast plugin that you can download for free. This is a free tool that you can find on the WordPress on the WordPress site, and you can download it and install it on your site for free. It takes you a couple of seconds, and then the setup is basically there. So you just need to probably change a few things, and then everything will be done for you. Another plugin which is free, and there's also like a paid version of it, is the WP internal links. What it does, it creates a structure on your links, linking them internally with particular keywords that you create on them. So you basically just need to set it up once, and it creates all the internal links for you, and it continue creating them on the long run. So, and the last tool that I want to share with you is a website called SEOsitecheckup.com. This site will give you a comprehensive report, SEO report on your site, and it's going to tell you exactly what to do, how to fix it, and you can send this to a developer and they will be able to fix this for you. So that's all that I wanted to share with you today. Basically, that's on-site and off-site SEO and few tips on how to get around it. So also our links and notes for this particular episode are on the trickiestbusiness.com TSB4 number 4 for our show notes of this particular episode. And lastly, subscribe to this channel if this is the first time you're watching us, listening to this particular podcast. Just subscribe to this, because we'll be sharing with you twice a week very useful information for you, for your business. Even if you are an offline business, what we're trying to do here is share actionable information that you can just go out and do something and change something and get it done for you and your business. This is the aim of this podcast, and this is all what you are doing here. And this was George Gasca, your host of the trickiestbusiness.com and the Start an Online Business podcast. So this is all for today. I hope this was very, very useful, and remember to visit us on the trickiestbusiness.com, and the show notes are trickiestbusiness.com/TSB4. That was number 4. And thank you very much for listening and watching us today. Have an awesome week.